like, we need some changes, guys. We need people to work. We need to see things change. I need to see the gas prices go down because I'm paying way too much in gases. So in gases doesn't make any sense. Everything's expensive, guys. We need to see those things turn around. It's like housing. I don't know how anybody buys a house. No freaking idea. How do people buy houses? Because right now you look at our economy. And I look at like my house and the next door house to me. It's sold a year ago, and its original price that it sold for, 2 years before they moved in, it sold for double the price. It's crazy. And I was like, how did they pay? These people pay for this and bought this. I'm like, how if the market ever gets better and things turn around, the house price, I don't know that it will. It should come down a little bit when house prices drop when things get back to normal. They're going to be backwards on their house because they paid double for it. They paid twice as much as what it's worth. And my house, when I look at my house doubled too, but I'm not going to sell it. But if I had to get out of it for something and I had owed more than what it's worth or double what it's worth and the market goes down, people are backwards in their houses, and that happens everywhere. All these houses are overpriced right now. All overpriced. When's the last time you could buy, like I was in the rental business for a while where I was buying some houses and looking at houses, and they were priced right. I was researching, I was pulling stuff up, and I have a list I'd go look at, check houses out, trying to find that right one. Then the market took off. For some reason, the houses prices like doubled. And you can't do a rental house when things are crazy price-wise. And I wanted to find houses here in my hometown. I wanted to do some rentals for people that can't, like that have jobs that come here. Like we have a lot of students and things that come here are looking for houses that work at some of the big companies. We have a big aviation company here in town. And they come here and they'll be here for 6 months to a year. They sign a contract to be for a year. Or our university hospitals that we have, they come here and they'll be doctors and things that want a house for a year. They sign a contract to be out with the hospital for a year, then they can extend it. They're looking for a nice house that's reasonable. That they don't want an apartment. They want to rent a house or get something nice and something with a garage. But guess what? There's nothing out there. Everything's double. You can't even, you can't double the rent. These houses costing double. Rentals make no sense right now unless you own the house. If you own the house you're buying, yeah, you can make some money on it, but you can't go out there and buy a house now and rent it. Because you think about like a $150,000 house. If you had a $150,000 house in Iowa, that's a good rental house that you would buy and you'd rent out. And you get like $1,300 a month for a house. It can even have a garage. But now those $150,000 are $300,000. So we need to charge someone $2,600 a month for rent you can't. It doesn't make sense that nobody's going to rent it. They're going to all go to apartments or other types of housing, and people can't get a good quality home to live in. They can't even rent a good quality home. And me trying to help someone get a nice home for a decent price, people that can't afford just to pay for it, they can't find it. It's crazy. And even to finance this stuff, if you have to finance this stuff, everything's just crazy. And, so it makes it really tough. So I backed out of the rentals and went a different way with some other things in my business. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm in a few different businesses, but yeah, the rental thing is on pause until things turn around. The housing market's it's stupid crazy. And with how expensive all materials and stuff are right now, you can't even come in and like remodel a house. Like if you want to come in and redo a bathroom or carpet or anything, everything's 30-40% higher than what it normally be. It's just because of how expensive things are right now. It's like we got to turn things around. It's like I don't know. There's got to be a change somewhere. I don't know what the right answer is, but our economy is really 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 bad right now. It's bad. I don't know how people pay their bills. I really don't know how they pay their bills with everything that's out there, the cost, everything going up, the gas prices. Car prices have kind of stayed the same. They haven't really went up, I don't think. But yeah, they don't offer all the discounts and things like cars. When you buy cars, if you're going to buy cars, back in the car thing, when you're going to buy cars and it's like, oh my gosh, this car has a cashback or rebate to dealer or rebate to customer. They put rebates and they put those incentives when they're not selling products. So if they have a big, there's a cash or a customer rebate of $500 or $1,000, they're doing an incentive because they're trying to push the sales because they usually have a new market coming out and they're not selling enough because sales are down. So the only way that they can get those things sold is to offer some type of incentive, and it's extra money from the manufacturer that passes it on to the dealer. It can either be rebate to dealer or rebate to customer, but it's a way for them to sell things because they're not selling enough. That's why they put discounts on things. But I don't know. And we had a derecho storm that went through here that did a lot of damage to houses. It's like 120, 130 mile an hour winds. They did a bunch of damage. Well, I had some screens I had to take in to get fixed. So I went to a local hardware store here, and they usually fix screens. I took him and said, hey, can you fix these? He's like, it's going to be like 2 months till we get. I was like, what? He's like, we have nobody working. He said, people will start, they'll come in and work. He goes, we pay really good. They'll come in here and they'll work for a week or two and realize they can make more money staying home. And they leave. They train them, they come there, and they go home and leave because they can make more money staying home than coming in and working. He said, we can't get anybody working here. And the only people he said they can hire, and this is horrible, is older people that just want something to do. He said, we can hire older people. He goes, but we have nobody working. He said, he was the only one there doing screens. He had all these screens to fix. He said, I can't even get to them. He goes, I can work day and night. He goes, nobody wants to work. He goes, we can pay more and more and more money, but people don't want to work. Or they'll work a little bit, and then they get a check, and then they just don't come back, and they just don't show up. And he said in the last week when I was there, he said we went through 15 people, which is crazy. In a big hardware store, 15 people in a week. He said nobody wants to work. It's like we got so many problems, guys. I don't know how this stuff's getting fixed. I think our whole world's got a lot of problems. I'm a hard worker, guys. I've worked for everything I have. Everything I have, I've worked very hard for, and I think everybody should have to work hard for what they have. But my old boss, my car boss, that really gave me the opportunity to teach me how to sell and help get me into the business side. He told me, he goes, you can make as much or as little as you want. He goes, it depends how hard you work. You put everything into something, you can be very successful. He goes, you do something, you get up like, I have a job, but some days I'm going to get up this time. I'm up Monday through Friday. I'm on here every single Monday through Friday, 6 to 8, because I want to build something. I want you guys to know I'm on here. I want to chat with you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm here to chat with you guys. I'm here to entertain. And hopefully you guys like these stories. Hopefully it makes it fun for you. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. The system's broken. The housing system's very broken right now. You can ask anybody. It used to be the average house price, like in Cedar Rapids, was like $140,000. Now you got to buy like a $250,000 to $300,000 house as a starter home. Well, no, but you take out how much people earn, plus their cell phone bills, plus all these monthly fees, plus their car payments, plus insurance, plus everything else. You don't make enough to pay all that stuff. Everybody has to rent or get an apartment. You have to find a cheap rental house or something else. You can't make it, or get 2 jobs, or have a 2-income family, or move multiple people together in the same house. Or you see a lot of these kids, because things are so expensive, a lot of these kids are moving in with their parents. And they're staying, kids are staying where they graduate from school, college, or whatever. They're moving back home because they can't afford to go buy their own first house. They can have a great first job, but to get their first car payment, and insurance, all this stuff starts hitting them, they can't afford to pay a house payment on top of that. So it's like the system's broke. And I don't think it's giving kids more college money and everything else. I think that it's the overall economy's broke. How much stuff costs, and how much gas is, and how much groceries are, and how much everything's materials, building materials, how much housing is. Everything's way too high. It needs to come back down somehow. Hope it gets fixed. I don't know what the right answer is, chat. I have no idea. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know. I just keep my fingers crossed. I try to be prepared. I try to put away. I try to help people where I can. I try to give advice. If people need advice, I have people call me and just ask about basic things, like even credit and stuff. It's like, after I was sold cars, I was a business manager at a dealership for a year and a half. So I did all the paperwork, the financing, leasing, everything else. And there's lots of different, challenges people have. But I think you look at all the different options you have. Leasing's another thing that's out there where people are like, leasing's bad. Well, if you don't understand leasing's bad. Leasing's great if you want a new car all the time and you want a low payment. People that buy a new car every year, leasing's great because all you're paying is the depreciation plus the interest on that. And the interest, they don't even have an interest rate on leasing. It's called a service charge factor. You take that service charge factor times 2,400. That's what the interest rate is. So if you ever want to, that's a little tip people to know. If they say, oh, you want to lease this car, you can buy it for this amount and pay for it and do this, or you can lease it. And then they said, what's the interest on the lease? They said, we don't have one. It does service charge factors. Take the service charge factor, it's 0.0 whatever, 0.5 whatever. Take that times 2,400. That tells you what your interest rate is. So there is a way to calculate, even though I tell you can't. So I don't know. So what the politicians should fix. I didn't sleep so. I know. The other thing needs to get fixed, and I really like this, and I've seen it. I would love a flat tax. I love a flat tax. I love it. One tax for everyone. And some people say, well, people that make more money, it's not fair because people make more money should have to pay more tax. It's like, if it's a flat tax, you make more money, you do pay more tax. You pay the percent. But ramping it up, like, I've helped people through school. And the people I've helped through school can't get financing because I have a salary. So I have to pay for their school or they don't get a college education. Tell me how that works. You know, it's like I paid for all my own college on my own. And I had my parents had helped me get Parent Plus loans. The day I graduated, I transferred those all into my name, and I paid all of them off on my own. It was my business that I owned. It was my bills and my debt. I wasn't gonna make my parents pay for something that was mine. And helping kids nowadays, you can't even get if you work hard and you make good money, you can't get any loans for your kids. You can't get student loans. They won't give them to you. And so your income's too high. We cannot give any loans. So the kids look at you like you either have to pay for theirs or put money away so they can go to college, or because you worked hard, you're penalized. You know, it's horrible. I don't get it. You know, I don't get why, because I work hard and make a decent salary because I work hard. I work hard on here. I work hard 8 to 5 on a job, and then after this, I'm posting videos. I'm publishing. I'm doing reviews. I'm doing everything I can just to make $1. Dude, I enjoy doing this. This is fun for me. I like talking to you guys. I like talking to people on here, so I hope you guys enjoy the same thing. But I don't know how people are ever gonna. It's just a messed up world, you know. And I find that a lot of times the people I went to college with, where parents paid for all their kids' education when I was there, they never went to class. They didn't care because they had nothing in it. They had no skin in the game. Because basically, they went to school. Their parents paid for everything. They hung out. They partied. They have a good time. You know, I had a good time in college. I mean, I wasn't innocent, but I still worked hard. I got my degree and I finished. So many of my friends that parents paid for it, they never even graduated. Their parents paid thousands and thousands of dollars to go to school because they couldn't get loans because their parents paid too much. And then I was the same situation. As I go older, I made decent and then tried to help people in college. They couldn't get loans. So it turns out that because I was in a different salary bracket, they couldn't get loans. And so I paid for this, but they still worked hard. My kids knew it. I explained it to them, so I mean, that's key. So, yeah. They probably quit the same day. I know, Mr. Roots. It's nuts. It drives me crazy. I don't understand how the system works. I like the idea of flat tax. I don't understand why, if people. So there's a certain point too, and I figured that I've run these numbers, so it's crazy. A certain point where if you're working at a job and they want to give you an increase, but it's going to push you to the next tax bracket, you almost want to say, and I have done this, say, could you give me this in stock or something? Is there another way you can give me this, or deferred comp? And we have deferred comp plans you can do, which will defer your salary, which keeps your tax bracket lower because you're putting it to be paid afterwards, later. So these deferred comp programs, which means I don't want a full salary because if I do that in bumps my tax bracket, then I have to pay more. If I defer it, so it means someday when I retire, I can keep collecting checks after I retire because I've deferred all this compensation that's later to keep me a lower tax bracket. You have to play all these stupid games. I don't know why you just can't work hard, pay your basic taxes, and live your life. It's like you have to sit and try to figure out these tax laws that are, I don't know if you've seen the palette, then they put all the tax laws on one palette and how much the laws and rules are they have out there. There's no way someone can understand all this stuff. It's crazy. It's just too much. It's too much for one person to digest and go through and look through. It's a lot. So, I don't know. It's crazy. Things need to be simpler. Things need to be easier. And I think that if people work hard, they get to keep their money. I don't think that people, because I work harder, I should have to give it to someone else. I donate. I donate a lot. I volunteer my time, and I give a lot to charity. And that's something I do. But on the side, that's my thing and how much I give. And I'm all about giving to charities and helping people, and I've donated a lot of money. But I think that it should be your choice. It should be you have to give. If I work harder, there's a certain point where it's not to my advantage to work harder. The harder I work, the more I have to pay to someone else if I bump tax brackets. So you try to stay under a certain. I mean, it's weird to say I don't want to make too much because then it hurts me. It's like that's such a dumb concept, It's dumb. I don't get it. It's great. So I love it. No, this is fun, chat. I love talking about this stuff. I hope you guys like this. I don't know. My opinion is not always right, guys. So it's like I've been all over. I've been places where I couldn't pay. And there's been times in my past where I couldn't pay my bills. You hit there, and it's like, how am I going to pay my next bill? How am I going to pay my next rent? How am I do this? We've all struggled, and we've all been at different places, in our careers and where we're at. But there's been places where I was like, how am I going to pay the next check? How am I going to get there? How am I going to do this? So it does get hard. Looking for jobs is a nightmare too. It's like anymore. I don't know if you guys have had to go look for a job anywhere. But to do the research, you're usually somewhere and you like it and you're comfortable, so you don't change because you're comfortable. You know that you're worth more. You could go somewhere else and get more, but you don't just because it's like, well, I've been here for so long. I'm comfortable. This, that. It's hard to switch because you start all over. It's kind of like TikTok. You go to another platform, you got to start over. You got to hope that you make friends and hope people follow you and join you and hope maybe new people come work there with you, or new people join this platform. You can hope if you go somewhere else that people follow you, but you just don't know. You know, I'm stupid on every platform. If you guys know, Stupid-Yoder, Stupid-1. All my links are in Linktree if you guys are ever looking for me. So I'm on 7 platforms, so you'll find me somewhere. I'm staying here for as long as I can. But I think it's crazy though to look for a job nowadays. There's so many different ways that you can, like, the best way I found is getting a recruiter to find something for you to set up interviews. A lot of times the companies will pay for them to find you a position. Exactly. And you got to find something you like to do too. It's like, I've took jobs which, this pays great, but I hated the job. Just did not like it at all. And I went and did something else. And you got to find something you love to do. You gotta find something and you got to find, it's not just find something you like to do. You got to find a manager that you trust, respect, and you care for. Because it's like, you get a bad manager, they can make your life horrible. You get a good manager, they know you work hard, whole different world. So, I don't know. The nice thing I do now is I wear all the hats. No, I love what I do. No, you realize that though. You look through jobs. The job I have now, it took me a while to find this job. I wear every hat. So I can do any position that I want. You got to find something you like. The job I have now, I wear all the hats. I can do any position I want. I've had a lot of experience in everything. My job changes daily, I think, right now. I'm in a lot of meetings and stuff, but every contract and every job, everything I work in, when you're working in IT, there's so much technology, so much different things that you get to experience and see out there, which is kind of cool because you never know what's going to be next. You go into a new company, new people, new contract. They have new systems, new challenges, new risks, new things you work through. I like that challenge. I like to go walk into a challenge, find something that's broken, try to figure out how to fix it. And a lot of times people throw stuff at me that's like, these are projects and things that people don't want to deal with. It's like, nope, this is hard stuff. I don't want to deal with it. It's too hard to fix. And nobody wants it. They throw it to me, and I can fix anything. I can figure out something, guys. I'm always looking for solutions. I like a good challenge. So I like it. I love it when someone tells me I can't do something. That's probably bad. Is that bad I said that? I love for someone to say, you can't do this. It's not possible. Then I'm going to do it. It's like, you can't take your four-wheeler and tabletop that big jump over there. It's way too big. You're not going to make it. I'm going to tabletop jump with my four-wheeler. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever they tell me I can't do. If they say I can't jump out of an airplane, I'm probably going to jump out of an airplane. So, yeah. I don't know, chat. I don't like having a bunch of rules. I think with all this, that's what I'm kind of getting to. All this government, they put so many rules and stuff in. If it was just simpler, everything could be so much simpler. Taxes could be simpler. All this education stuff could be simpler. It's healthcare. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started on healthcare, guys. I don't have enough minutes to talk about healthcare, but healthcare, the stuff I've had to deal with, calling people for bills that I've already paid this. And they're like, no, you haven't. I was like, here's my receipt number. Here's my invoice. Here's my receipt number. I was paid on this date. And then I have to actually text them a picture of their own receipt showing them where I paid for something because they don't believe me. I'm like, how do I have to prove to you that I paid a bill when I came in your store, I came in your place, I filled this out, I did all this stuff, I paid you in there, paid you cash, and then you call me, and then what they do is they call you 2-3 times, and you call like, I've already paid this. Okay, we got it. And then all of a sudden the collection agency goes, you owe a bill for so-and-so, I'm calling on behalf. I'm like, why are you calling me? And then I call them back. I said, what's your name? And I call back and say, I just talked to this agency. I've called you. Then when you call these places, guys, you got to tell them. When you call in and you make payments or you're arguing with anyone, for anything, any store, anything, you buy anything, you tell them, say, in the notes section, because in their systems, there's a little comment section. And you say, guys, I want you to put in the notes that I called in, that I paid this, check number, whatever, I paid this on this date. I want them in there, because if I have to call back in, I'm going to say, read back my notes. I've done that. I've went in, I don't know, I get angry sometimes because they tell you something and it's like, I called in, read the notes back to you. Oh yeah, I see it. I said, no, read it to me. I want to know what you wrote. And I'll make them read it back to me. They will. I'll say, so are you going to take care of this? Could you email that to me, what's in the notes? And I get kind of, it's probably mean I do that. Is that mean? I try to be mean. Definitely check out my vids. Check out my vids. I have lots of fun vids on TikTok. I have all kinds of stuff. I have Snapchat. I have we talk through the Discord server we have out there. I post daily. If you want to see what I eat for supper, everything's on there. I post a lot of crap. It's just however much of me you want, you get. So whatever you guys want, I chat with you guys throughout the day. Anything you guys need, always reach out. But yeah, healthcare's amazing. Here's the funniest thing, guys. I got like 8 minutes left before I get jump meetings. This is my biggest pet peeve. So every once in a while, For riding motorcycles, four-wheels, all that, I've had back problems and things. So I've had to go in and get things done, get things checked out to make sure my back's good and go to chiros and stuff. Well, I had to go get a checkup for something, and I went in, I called in and said, okay, I have this appointment coming up with this date. Is there any forms or anything that I need to fill out in advance? Is there anything I need to fill out? Any paperwork? And the lady's like, nope, there's no paperwork. You just come in and we'll call you in and you go back. I said, okay, 'cause I have meetings. I have a schedule. If I'm going to come in, I'm not coming in 20 minutes early, fill out paperwork. I said, do you have paperwork? Nope. And I said, what's your name? And she's like, my name's Angie. I said, okay. There's no paperwork. She's like, nope. I said, okay. So I'll see. And so then the day before I went in, I called, found Angie, and said, hey, I'm coming in. There is no paperwork. Nope, there's none. I walked in. What happens? You walk in, walk up to the counter, say, hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm here for my appointment. I'm just checking in. I'm going to sit down. And they're like, oh, just a second. We have some stuff we haven't filled out. And this lady gave me a clipboard with 3-4 pages of stuff front, back, all these questions to fill out. And I looked at her. I said, no. I said, that's okay. And she's like, we need you to fill out these forms. I said, no, I'm not filling them out. And she was like shocked. She looked at me like, what? I mean, I probably could have just been a nice person, just filled them out. But I said, I called in and asked if there's any forms that I may have filled. He said, no. So I wasn't going to come in early. I said, could you email me if there is? She said, there are no forms. I said, who's Angie? Where's Angie? And the lady sat next to her and she was like, I'm Angie. I said, hi. I said, remember me? We talked on the phone. I called 2 weeks ago and you said no paperwork. I said, I called you yesterday before the appointment and asked you, said, there's no paperwork. I said, what's this? She said, well, there's just a few forms. I said, this looks like paperwork. I said, I'm not going to fill it out. I said, I'll go wait over here. I went and sat down in the chair and they sat there looking at each other like, you have my insurance paperwork. You have my insurance card. I'm not going to fill out paperwork. I asked you, said, and then she's like, well, this is for the doctor. I said, okay, well, I'm not filling out. I don't have time. I went and sat down. And they just were shocked. And they look at each other like, be honest with me. If there's paperwork, say, yeah, there's paperwork. Come in early and fill it out, or we can't send it to you. Tell me how you really feel. I mean, if it's really you can't send this paperwork, then just tell me. We have paperwork, but we can't email it to you. You got to fill out here. I'm not fine with it. But they lied to me. They said, no paperwork. Absolutely none. Twice. Angie told me twice, no paperwork. What happened? Yeah, there's paperwork. Did I fill it out? Nope. And it was funny because then they took me back. The lady came and took me back, and they handed her the clipboard and said, here's this paperwork. And she looked at it like, and I knew where it was coming. So we sat down. They do your weight, do your blood pressure, everything. We first get there, check out before the doc comes in. You sit there, so I'm sitting down. And she's like, you need to fill out some. I said, no, I don't. I said, I called in, there is no paperwork. I said, Angie said so. And I was stubborn, guys. I'm like, I'm not filling out any paperwork. And I would have filled it out if they would just told me, but they lied to me. And I hate lying. I like people who are loyal. I like trustworthy. They lied to me. You ask me anything, I'll answer anything honestly. Anybody can ask me anything honestly, I'll answer it. But I'm like, you lied to me. I asked you a flat out question twice. And twice I said, are you sure? There's nothing. Nope, nothing. I didn't fill it out. I threw it up there on the counter. The doctor came and kind of looked at it. And I said, I didn't fill it out. I said, let's talk. We sat there and talked. It was good. It's like, that's how it should be. So, I don't know. It's my little pet peeves. It's just, I get so mad about dumb stuff. It's like when people make things so hard for no reason, it's like, things should not be hard. I'm all about, I have a sign. I actually repainted here, so I didn't put the sign up. It's a sign that I had made. It says, keep, this whole KISS philosophy, if you guys have heard it, KISS is keep it simple, stupid. But I spelled stupid with 2 O's. I thought it was kind of a nice little play on words. But I totally live by that. Everything, I could simplify everything in life that's out there. Hey, Kylie, I could simplify everything in life so easy for everyone. It's like, guys, we go out there and we make decisions. So every day we make decisions. I support all my friends' decisions. People are good friends of mine. I support no matter what they do. If it's a right decision, great. If it's wrong, I might tell them it's wrong, but I still support them. But like, we make decisions. You either go this way or this way. People say, oh my gosh, what if TikTok goes away? Well, you got 2 options. You either go to another platform or you wait it out. That's your options, guys. There's nothing else you can do. You can sit and stew about it forever. But it's like, if you are going to go to another platform, make sure you're at least building up your applying. Make sure it's like your resume. If you think that your job's not going good and you're going to do something else, update your resume. Because you can either, if you're not happy with your job, you can either stay there or you can go somewhere else. Really simple stuff, guys. That is as simple as it can get. People make decisions in life like, should I do this or should I do that? If they pick the wrong decision, they have to live with it, move forward. And all you can do is a true friend, all you can do is support. Right or wrong, you just need to be there for people when they need it. Everybody makes good and bad decisions. I made bad decisions. And I made good decisions. But, but my truest friends have been there for me and supported me through that, which is nice. Usually most decisions are late at night if I do something stupid. So it's like, you never know. We make good, bad decisions. But, that's another story. That's another story for another time, chat. I don't know. So, guys, this has been fun. I don't know. I've talked a lot about a lot of stuff today. I'll probably cut some of this stuff up. I cut some of the stuff up and I put it into like stupid thoughts, like the car stuff. I'll probably cut some of that stuff up. And if people missed part of it, I'm gonna throw it out on this channel. I can't say what it is on here. Gabriel, what's up? So I'll post stuff. So I'm gonna kind of snip it together and edit it. So I'll put a car thing on. I think the car thing was fun. That's good to talk about. Some of this government stuff's fun to talk about. I don't know how touchy it is to some people. I don't mean for it to be a touchy subject, but I'll edit some of these things. I'll put it out on that other channel, the longer channel. So people did miss something. If you guys like this, if it's fun for you, you can go out there, watch it, give it a like, give it a follow. I'll have it out there. So it'll take a little bit of editing. When you take a 2-hour live and you have to download it and then edit it, guys, it takes. So you got to realize you got to spend at least 2 hours going through it. So each live takes probably 3 hours to edit, 3 to 4 hours to edit, because you have to go back through the whole thing and cut and paste, take all the junk out. I didn't do any battles today, so it makes it easier if I don't do battles, because I don't have to clip anything out. But when you take the videos, it never has the comments. So it's just me chatting and talking. So if you guys like to hear me just yap, I'm a certified yapper, guys. I yap about just everything and anything. But hopefully this is fun for you guys. I know a lot of people are getting their day started. You can listen to the news channel and hear negative news, or you can hear me just yap and chat about whatever. But guys, this is real TV here, guys. You guys are a part of the story. You know, as I'm here telling you funny stories, jump in, participate. There's people that watch the lives, but they don't ever join. All they got to do is tap my face to join. They can see the comments and start jumping in and talking, guys. We want to hear your experiences. I want to know you guys' past. I want to know jobs you guys have done. I want to know places to travel. Anything you guys want to talk about. If you guys want to talk politics, I'll talk politics. I've talked religion before, which you're not supposed to talk about religion. I'll talk about religion. We had Baka on the other day. We were talking about religion and Adam and Eve, and Adam and Eve had 3 sons, and the oldest was Cain. We went through a whole thing. He had questions. We had to cheat a little bit. We had to ask Alexa some of these questions, but yeah, we had a good time. But everything's on the table here. Anything you guys want to talk about, this is our community that I've built for you guys. You guys are here, and I like having fun with you guys. So there's something you guys want to talk about, send it to me. If there's something I need to research, send it to me ahead of time so I can look into it. Like, I don't know. I'm working on, I have another podcast I'm working on. I want to do like something fun, like a Bigfoot. I think a Bigfoot podcast would be fun. But I need to do some research. So I want stats, I want fun facts, I want fun stuff on Bigfoot. I can talk for a half hour on Bigfoot. So that's another whole fun thing, but that would be kind of a fun one. So if you guys have fun topics, share it in the Discord. Send it to me. So many different ways to reach me, guys. Through my link tree, through my channels. You can ping me. If you guys have topics, things you want to hear, let me know. I got to jump for meetings. I appreciate everybody. If you can give me a like and follow me. Thanks, everybody that's still here. I appreciate everybody that's on. I appreciate all. Good to see everybody on here. I appreciate all you guys. Really appreciate you guys. I appreciate having you guys in here. It makes it funner for me when you guys are interacting, asking me questions. We can go any direction you guys want. So I got to run though, chat. Everybody have a great Monday. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Talk to you later. Bye.